I feel that a problem solver will always play an important and a pivotal role when it comes to a collaborative activity. A problem solver generally is a very proactive person because he or she is always thinking about it, has that understanding of that particular root, can go into the root cause of the problem, and can easily associate others or bring others to consider a wide range of solutions before actually deciding what they want to how they want to go ahead with, or what sort of what step they should take it forward. So I feel that's what problem solving is all about.
Welcome to the Learning Circle, the ultimate video podcast for educators and parents who want to unleash the full potential of children. Join us as we explore the fascinating world of learning with the help of thought leaders who will share their knowledge and stories with us. This is your host Kavleen Kaur, and I'm excited to take you on this journey. Get ready to be inspired, informed, and entertained. Now, sir, can we have some quick fire rounds? Can we have a rapid
Oh
fire
yes,
round?
definitely. Yes.
Okay. So, what is your favorite thing about teaching?
If you look at the most favorite aspect of teaching, I feel is the reflective practices, which I personally, feel that reflection is a very important component of learning.
Mm-hmm.
When I am learning, if I look at my learning continuum only, also, if I do not know how much I should have known, how much I know, and how much I don't know, like this aspect, until and unless I do not know as a learner, I will never be an effective learner or a lifelong learner. So, which I have a feeling that in our Indian learning practices, we do not have much of reflective practices. It's more like a telling sort of thing where the teacher tells and I listen, okay, and I try to replicate what my teacher has told. The process is like more similar like that, but I feel that it's so important as a learner I should reflect in my learning. One is my learning journey, like for example, suppose if you need to go from place A to place B, and this place B is absolutely new to you, what are you going to do today? Earlier you would have go asked one pan fellow that kahan hai ye rasta, and he would have shown you some other, like you would have done. But today you have this Google map. You will give the Google map, feed in the data, and then automatically Google map will be showing you the path. It's the same way. It's like the Google map is nothing but the reflective practice that we need to. So we should know where we have come. We should know. So there are two aspects. One is the quantum of it. Okay, the quantum of it in the sense that how much of it I know and how much of it I do not know. It's very important how much of it I don't know. In today's day and time, why the students are facing like the difficulty in performing is just because they do not realize how much I don't know. If you make a student sit and make him write, okay, this was the chapter. Okay, you give him a chapter. Okay, we have studied about maybe photosynthesis. Okay, plants preparing their own food. How much of it that you don't know and how much of you that you don't know? But the student will be saying, how can I tell you how I don't know? That's where the problem is.
Right.
That's where, so realization, you must be knowing about this, right? I know that I know. I know that I don't know. I don't know that I know, and I don't know that I don't know.
And that is the beginning of the learning journey.
Absolutely.
What you
Absolutely.
don't know, you start from the place that you don't know. And then
So what I am talking about, the reflective practices where I know that I don't know. This part is very important for us. This is the quantum. Second is the qualitative aspect. The qualitative aspect is I know. Fine. But how much of it is I know? Can I apply it in a different situation? Can I analyze with this information that I know? Can I analyze certain things? Can I compare and contrast two things? Can I create something absolutely new from the information that I have got?
right.
So that is the qualitative aspect. So I feel this reflective practice is very, very important in teaching. So that is my take.
Right. So next question, what is your favorite book or movie that you would like to recommend to your students?
Oh, my favorite book all the time is Flow. There's a book called Flow, FLOW. It's written by Csikszentmihalyi, if I have pronounced him rightly. It talks about Mikhail Csikszentmihalyi basically is an American who had maybe not an American origin, but who had written this book. The book is talks about happiness. It says how beautiful it says. You see, it says that there is a situation that happens in your life. Correct. Now it depends on you whether you want to be happy or you don't want to be happy. The choice is yours. So if you want to be happy, you just have to tweak certain things and you can be happy with that situation also. So that's what the book talks about, and it gives an empty number of examples through that book we can actually practice in our life. So I have learned a lot about from this book, and I think I have I've read it 2-3 times. Yeah, you can say that I don't understand it once, so I read it twice or thrice. That can be a possibility. But also, what is important is developing a perception.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I can. If you give me time, want to share an anecdote here.
Definitely.
There's a story. It's a Zen story. So there was a village, and in that village there was an old lady, and this old lady used to always cry. She had 2 daughters, and both the daughters got married. So she always used to cry. So she was famously, popularly known as the crying old lady in that village. Now, why she used to cry? Suppose now the day can be the sunny or it can be rainy, cloudy. Okay,
Right.
both the when the sun, then the so she had 2 daughters. The first daughter's husband was an umbrella manufacturer, and the second daughter's husband was a used to manufacture noodles. In Japan, you must be knowing noodles. They have noodles.
Yes.
Maggie noodles,
Yes.
not Maggie, of course, noodles. So he used to manufacture noodles. So whenever it used to be sunny, she used to start crying, thinking about her elder daughter. Oh no, what will my elder daughter do? Nobody is going to buy their umbrella, and she used to cry. And whenever it used to be rainy, she used to think about a younger daughter and think, oh no, it's raining. How will the noodles dry? If the noodles don't dry, how is she going to sell? So one day there was a Zen master came moving around. He came to that village and came to know about this lady. So he went to the house. As usual, he went into the house and he saw this lady crying. So when he saw this lady crying, he asked, why is it crying? It's such a bright summer, sunny day. So she said, yeah, it is bright sunny day. That is why I'm crying. What will happen to my elder daughter? Nobody is going to buy umbrella. So he said, okay, what about your younger daughter? She said, then you could see that spark in her eyes, and she said, yes, my younger daughter will be very happy because it is sunny. It's going to, she'll be able to dry more of the noodles, and the sale will be more. So the man said, the Zen master said, whenever it is sunny, think about your younger daughter, and whenever it is raining, think about your elder daughter. So it is all about the change in perception.
Right.
So that's what, when we're talking about problem solving skills, change of perception plays a very, very important role. And that is what this flow, the book I'm talking about, talks about it. If you change your perception, you can always be happy.
Right. And if we change our perception, problems are an opportunity for growth.
Absolutely.
Right.
Very true.
Thanks for sharing this story, sir. Our next question is, what is your favorite activity outside of your teaching assignments?
Oh yes, I am. I am a music lover, and music is very close to my heart, and that's what I live with. And sometimes, yeah, I just can't stay away from education or from learning. So I try to connect maths with music and see that, keep on experimenting and seeing that how well it can be connected. So that's one thing. And yes, of course, I love playing games like so. Table tennis is one of the games that I have played till the nationals, so I love doing that and keeping myself fit. So these are the two
Wonderful.
things these are
Wonderful.
the two things that I do.
I'm sure your students must be enjoying this combination of maths and music.
Oh yes, of course. I have put in that that craziness in some of my students as well as my music teachers. Yeah, some of them are perturbed that what a crazy fellow he is. So, but that's how it is. Yes.
Okay. And if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you like to go and why?
Huh. Uh, I would prefer to will like till I am there in this earth, I would like to visit every place of my country, my own country. I think nothing can be more beautiful than our own country, I feel. Because if you look at it, the diversity, the beauty is in its diversity. Every 200 kilometers, the language change, the dress change, the food change, which is very close to my heart again. So, so you get to eat different, cuisine as you move ahead. Not only that, if you look at the geographical contour, there is so much of difference. Like, you have desert, you have a hot desert, you also have a cold desert. You have minus 40 degree and you have got plus 60 degree also, plus 50, 60 degree, right? Then you've got mountains, you've got valleys, you have got beaches, white sand beaches. If you look at it, then you talk about island. You not have got island, normal island. You've got riverine islands also. Majuli, the one which is in Assam. So I would like to see all of them, and nothing can be more learning and more fascinating than that. I feel yeah, that's what is my take.
Travel is one of a good teacher.
Absolutely. Travel is the best teacher,
Yeah.
and if you have your problem solving abilities in your fingertips, you can be a good traveler.
Yeah, because the problems would definitely come when you travel. You
Absolutely.
need to be
Absolutely.
a problem solver to be able to overcome them and learn from them.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Absolutely true.
right. Next question, sir. What is your favorite quote or mantra that you live by?
There are many, but there is one which I always keep it on my desktop. It says that diamond is another carbon which did well under pressure.
Mhm.
Okay, diamond is another carbon, just like coal. Diamond is also carbon, but it really did well under pressure, because when you create diamond, then you have to create like enormous pressure. Then only it converts. Then you have to do the polishing and all of that. It undergoes all that rigmarole, and then it becomes the precious stone.
Right,
So
right,
becoming precious is not an easy, like it's not until unless you don't move out of your comfort zone, you can never be a diamond.
right.
So I always feel that. And again, the answer is how well you are a problem solver. You have your problem solving abilities.
Yeah,
In
so
then only
we
you'll
are
be able to
coming back
face
to the
that.
problem solving skills.
Absolutely
Everything is related to these skills.
connected
Okay.
to that. Yes.
Sir, last question in the rapid fire round. What is one piece of advice you would give to a new teacher who is starting out in this teaching profession?
One piece of advice. It's very difficult to identify one piece. So if you allow me, I can get two, three pieces together,
Sure.
join them, and put it across. Okay. I personally feel that most importantly, the a teacher should be a learner herself or himself. It's very, very important. And the second thing is, how do you adapt to change? Because in a teacher's life, it is the change that the teacher has to manage. Every year you will have different kids. You will not have same set of kids. Suppose 30 students you are teaching in a class, those 30 will be different in every year. So that means your plan that you're talking about, your lesson plan, or I always call a lesson plan as a learning plan. How do you plan that particular thing for those students, those set of students? So when you look at it, when I say a teacher's experience is not one. Suppose if I say I'm 10-year experience, it is not 1 into 10 years. That means the first year I had made a lesson plan, and for the same 10 years I've used the same lesson plan. It doesn't work. So every year it keeps and changes. So change is another thing that we should learn with this. And as I was sharing with you the other day, change always comes with a conflict. So we should know how to do a conflict resolution also. And the third most important thing is to love your learner. It's very important. Love your students. And if you do not when I say love your students, how well you're connected to them. Okay, I have a very cliched saying. In fact, people who know me, they'll just get bored if they listen to me again. That is, it should not be operation successful but patient dead. That should never happen. That means you have told me to complete the syllabus. I've covered the syllabus. I don't know about the students. That should never happen. So when
Right.
I'm saying love for student, that means how well you're connected. books and concepts, and they will all go topsy turvy if you do not have a connect with your students. That is most important aspect. So out of multiple, if you want me to select only one, this one is how well you love your students and how well you are connected. If you can be that, your job is done. You look at it like, Dr. Abdul Kalam, he talks about in almost every lectures. I have heard him number of time live also. He has talked about his teacher, Mr. Subramaniam. When he was in ninth standard student, he had taken him to the shores of Rameshwaram and taught him how the trajectory movement, they were teaching them, I think 11th standard, if I'm not mistaken. So he showed him through the, seagull. When the seagulls were flying, he showed them how the trajectory movement happens. So you're talking about way back in 1950s or 40s when he was a student at that point of time. So he remembered his teacher till the last. So you see the teacher's influence, and when can that happen? When there is a connect, isn't it? Because if I ask you, ma'am, if I ask you to name 5 people who have influenced you in your life, one of them will be your teacher.
Definitely.
And most importantly, maybe your primary or middle school teacher. And you must have been taught by 20s or 30s of teachers, right, from your pre-primary to your university or ahead, right? But you will remember that one person who has actually, brought in, and that person might have not been knowing about the fact that he or she has influenced your life, right? Maybe a small little trigger that is very, very important, and that spark is very important for us. And to ignite that spark, this connect is important. And for that connect, the epitome is the love. So I feel love your students is most important for a teacher.
That's a very empowering advice, sir. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you so much.
And we now are done with our rapid fire round.